Swing Waves video. Oh, no, it's a Honkai Star video. I lied. TTVE_thing. We're live almost every single day. Shout out to my baby girl, Glaivekiyo. Me and him, we go back. He's actually my biological father. Just a little thing, chat. I know you didn't know that, but yeah, he is my biological father. So let's get into this. Honkai Star Rails players bullied a multi-million-dollar company and won. Now, I will say, if you're watching the video, you're gorgeous. Chill, bro. Chill. Am I gorgeous too? I watched the video. A lot of people are actually not happy with these developer notes. I saw Ryuku complain about it. I mean, Ryuku's old. He complains about it. I love Ryuku. But I actually saw a really genuinely good criticism about the developer notes. And I don't even necessarily agree with everything in the dev notes, but I think that my big thing was the fact that they responded within a 30-day time window, I think was fucking massive. So I gave them credit for that. So I want to see what Glaivekiyo has to say about this.
After weeks of frustration, backlash, and Twitter meltdowns, Honkai Star Rail has actually responded to player criticism regarding Update 3.0. I know, shocking. A gacha game developer listening to feedback, and not just that, Hoyoverse, that billion-dollar company that is known to not have good communication with its players.
Once again, providing good, critical feedback has saved the game once again.
Wow. It's practically a historical event. And let me tell you, the reactions have been hilarious on this.
However, Hoyoverse has shown us a lot of nice things in the past. Things like Genshin's artifact selector.
This tidbit in my story review. So, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's looking like they listen to me.
Dude, the funniest criticism out of all of this was Gotcha Smack's chat and Gotcha Smack saying that they put a tripod down in the cutscenes and then the cameraman just left. Like, that shit was fucking insane. I'm not gonna lie to you. Blaze, good morning, brother. Welcome in. How are you? Having a great day. Like, that shit was fucking hilarious. I can't get that out of my head. The black screen shits, whatever. The camera angles being completely static. That shit just, it sent me. I'm not gonna lie.
Mr. Pokey is out here doing the greedy over St. Thomas because the rank 1 Kuro bot didn't think this day would ever come.
Yeah. HSR #1. Nah, this is crazy. So I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hoyoverse addressing player concerns on your 2025 bingo card, congratulations. You just won a great achievement in gacha gaming. But jokes aside, credit where it's due. HSR devs actually acknowledge their mistakes and promise changes. That alone is a win. However,
so like, I just want to ask for every commenter. Yo, Washy, thank you for the 1,000 biddies again, bro. Have a good day. I'm a dip. Gotta travel
today.
Bro, travel safely on God. I love you. I appreciate you, bro. 100%. Thank you for the fucking biddies, bro. Guys, I gotta pop the titty for the committee now. God, don't look. The second I finish recording the video, I got you. I appreciate you, brother. Safe travels, man. Thank you. I think it's crazy. Again, I appreciate Washy so much. Everyone said there was no problem, but like by Hoyoverse addressing the problem, there clearly was an issue. So every chatter that was telling me I was wrong, and every motherfucker who was yelling at me in the comments and content creators and stuff, it's like, bro, they literally are addressing the problem. So clearly there's something there. There's serious problem. Ow, damn I. Can we get a fat shout out for Amber? This was good, brother. Welcome in. How are you?
If this
Hope you're having a great day today, man.
You'd be witnessing something completely different.
Stinky?
So what I believe you were trying to say
Oh, fuck.
is thank you.
Oh,
Thank you?
man.
You're welcome.
What? No.
What can I say?
didn't-
But you're
wasn't-
welcome.
Why would I ever say
Okay.
I mean,
Maybe 20 free polls as an apology, but putting them at the second half so you can't use it for the new limited banner characters. Or if we're really lucky, the CEO himself bursting into tears on a live stream because the players dared to criticize them. So yes, progress is happening, but before we start celebrating, let's talk about why this happened in the first place. Let's be real.
You
It just
are one
Yo,
dumb
Washy,
son
thank you
of
for
a
the resub
bitch.
as well. You were one damn son of a bitch. Bro, thank you for the fucking insane biddies and the sub. I appreciate the fucking, brother. I hope you have a great day, great travels, actual GOAT. YouTube, come over here and give me all your money. Oil me up. I appreciate you, Washy. Thank you so much, man. Enjoy, bro.
our
Enjoy.
fans essentially bullied the devs into change. And guess what? It worked. This is what happens when players hold developers accountable instead of worshiping them like they can do no wrong. And I know some of you might be thinking, well, isn't that toxic? Well, absolutely not. Bullying a multi-million-dollar company into fixing their predatory practices and low-effort content is not only justified, it's necessary.
Bro, there's a difference between bullying and just telling them that their shit sucks. Like straight up, there's something, it's different than saying, Dawe, I'm gonna put you in a chicken wing and you know, fucking tickle you until you change it, right? And like bullying them in game. And then after that, it's just like, yo, this is fucking trash. You need to fix it. And these fucking idiots, primarily in the Hoyoverse community, I don't know why it's like this. I guess sunk cost fallacy. I also just think they're just fucking dumb. But like, bro, there's a problem in like 95% of your games. And then if you just don't speak about it, it never changes. There's a reason why we got fucking artifact loadouts in WoWa 7 months in, and Genshin Impact is going on to its 5th year, bro. It's 5th year. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, you can't make that shit up, man. How Zhongli was originally released, they would fucking come. They would love it. They would absolutely love it because they're idiots, bro. Like, it blows my fucking mind. I will never understand it. Like, why, defend my multi-billion-dollar company. It's like, bro, come on already. Problem in my predatory gotcha game? No, exactly. This was good, Draco. Good morning. No, I like the fact that I have to spend $300 or $500 to get my character and weapon, and then I can only use them in Natlan, and then they get power crept a month later. It's like, all right, bro.
Theory. If no one complains, nothing changes. Okay. Simple as that. Because let's be honest, gacha games thrive off of complacency. They bank on players either being too loyal or too exhausted to fight back. And we saw that a lot happening in Genshin Impact. Now, there's nobody taking the survey seriously. And a lot of them are really content with absolute trash filler patches. But now we're seeing what happens when people actually demand better. And that is a huge step forward for the gacha community as a whole. With that being said, let's not get too carried away. I've read the devs notes, and while some of the changes sound good on paper, I can't lie, it feels way too overhyped. There's still a lot room for improvement, and frankly, I don't trust these companies enough to take everything at face value. So let's break this down. What is actually changing, and is it enough? Now, this right here, this is the change that actually got people hyped. According to the Chinese dev notes, translated by none other than Mr. Pookie.
Again, I think just the fact that they've actively acknowledged something, I don't want to say it gives me a glimmer of hope, because genuinely, I don't have any hope with I don't have any hope with this. Actually, there's a Genshin Impact survey that's supposed to be crazy good, so we're gonna go over that today as well. But I have no hope with this company. I don't. They've honestly burned us all so many times. I have faith in the ZZZ team. I've said it again. I think the way it works is they just put all their effort into the most new game in terms of like quality of life and changes. So, but again, I have to give them credit for actually responding. Nibsy, how are you? You're having a great day. Good morning, Stinky. We're recording a video, but I appreciate you. Can we get a fat shout out for Nibsy? Nibsy, I hope you're doing well. How are you, Stinky?
Himself, older units will get buffed, now replaced with new, shinier 5-star versions.
This is crazy too, by the way.
Straight up buffing the characters themselves. So unless I'm blind or Hoyo's lying, which let's be real, wouldn't be the first time, this means they're acknowledging a major issue in Honkai Star Rail's design. Old units becoming...
Yeah, does someone have a link to the Genshin survey so we can do it? Yo, what's going on, Shish? Remember the Genshin loadouts incidents? They said players wanted this, but what they added something no one asked for? Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. This shit's fucking crazy. They've absolutely dropped the ball on that game, and they're dropping the ball on HSR as well. Also, Shay, good morning. I'll wait and be like, I started this company. You know how much I sacrificed? Bro, he really is the Green Goblin. He really is the Green Goblin. I would play it, but it's going to copyright the video. I think, I'll let Glaive speak before I say anything, because the buffing old characters, to me, I think is good. Well, I think it could be a slippery slope. Also, because if they're just buffing the multipliers and they're buffing like constellations, some shit, fucking great. Love to see it. I think it's amazing. If they are just releasing units to buff those units, that's a little shitty. Or if they're just releasing a new version of Sealy that you have to buy. Yo, Mick, what's going on, brother? Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Welcome, and thank you, my man, my goat. I'm sorry, I actually got to turn that off real quick, but I appreciate you on God. Thank you. It depends on how they go about it. Buffing the multipliers and stuff, I think would be the way, without a doubt. But I don't know if they're going to do that. Pokey says they are. Maybe they are. But also, even if they buff the multiplier stuff, maybe they're still dog shit, Yeah, they're 100% different, Drago. Let's wait to see if this turns up to shit then this company's games and hopeless stop spending. Because once this is going to happen, the game will be easier for you to stop playing. Yeah, Chair, I mean, we'll see, right? We'll absolutely see. We'll see what happens, right? I don't really have a lot of good faith, because also they didn't add a real skip button, right? Like they added a skip dialogue chunks, but they didn't add a skip button. They're not 100% listening to everything. And so it's like, it's like, come on. But yeah. The buffing all the character stuff, I think could be good. But we'll see what happens, right?
Completely irrelevant. And funnily enough,
Something
if we
new,
all
I wouldn't
just
be
accepted
surprised.
that terrible take about how power creep is a player issue, not a company issue, we wouldn't even be getting this change. So I have to ask, is Mr. Pokey going to admit that he was wrong? Or are we all just pretending that never happened? But hey, this calls for a celebration. But before that, let's pump the brakes for a second. Because if we know Hoyo, it's always going to be a disappointing change. Yo, sorry for the back joke. I think it's going to be a tiny buff, just enough to make them feel better, but not enough to actually make them competitive with the newest releases. Why? Because making old units too good would hurt new character sales, and Hoyo is not about to risk that. If it's a major buff though, then I'll apply.
I actually don't agree with that, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not that Glaive said anything wrong, but I feel like that's a general consensus, but I genuinely disagree. I think especially for newer players, if they saw an old character going in fucking beating the shit out of things, they'd be like, oh, fuck, I'd pull it. Right? Now, obviously, for the one guy that has Blade and he's fucking... Blade is kept in the corner and then they make Blade super overpowered. Yes, in theory. But the point is to not make these characters completely fucking broken. They're to make them viable and actually usable in the endgame content. So, like, I also, while I understand the thought process of that it will lose the money, I actually think that, especially for newer people, it's like, oh, I have a reason to pull for the old character because they're actually fucking good. Right? And will even be a bigger fucking chess play and big boom. They deserve 5 big booms from Big Boom AJ, right? Is if they make these characters synergize with new characters. That'd be pretty, I mean, be a little predatory, especially if they're running them all at the same time. I ain't gonna lie to you, but that's another way to make it work, right? Pretty fairly simple. So Kaka became Avcron level. I would pull for her, and I do not have her. Exactly. Also was good quick morning. Buffing all the characters would incentivize returning characters 100%. I just want DOT a little predatory. Well, listen, I mean, you know, a little predatory, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, DOT's trash. Some are also viable, but take too much effort. No casual, 100%. They need to buff them to the point where they do about 80% of new character performance. I don't know if 80. I don't know if there's like a percent value that we could place on it. Also, Zai, welcome in, brother. I got you 2 seconds. I don't think there's a percent value. They just need to be viable. Like Blade needs to be viable. In Bibbidi Libbidi, without Sparkle's kind of rough, but fucking you want to say with Sparkle needs to be viable. Jingliu should not be struggling. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not as bad as Genshin's. That's a crazy take, but we can go over that after, brother.
Applaud them, because right now, let's be real, there is absolutely no reason to pull for rerun characters unless they're absolutely cracked like Rame or Robin. And before you argue, let's be honest with yourselves. If you're actually trying to clear endgame content efficiently, would you ever pull for a rerun unit? No, because the next broken 5-star is always right around the corner. That's the entire reason people don't roll on reruns unless it's a must-have unit. Most of the time, the endgame revolves around the newest characters anyway. I mean, look at what Beherda can do this patch. She is tier 0 in all endgame modes at E0S0. This buff announcement though, it actually gives hope to people who want to use their old favorites. Players who have been around since launch, who pulled and invested in these characters, only to watch them slowly rot in the corner of their account because they're just not viable anymore. But, and this is a big but, if you know what I mean, Hoyo has a long history of pump faking its players. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Is this going to be a genuine buff or just another sinister tactic to bait players into spending again? If they're actually going to buff the characters directly, I'd be shocked, you know? Given Hoyo's track record, I wouldn't be surprised if this turns into another round of, oh, we meant buff as in give them an exclusive new light cone that you can get in the gacha banner or something. Well, so yeah, great news, but I'll believe it when I see it. So the devs have finally acknowledged what every Honkai Star Rail player already knew. The main story has way too much exposition and reading fatigue. Congratulations, guys. It only took thousands of players button mashing cutscenes like they were speedrunning a visual novel to realize this. And in my opinion,
got it. Good morning. Yeah, I mean, to put a cap on the buff stuff, yeah, if they are able...
Yesterday, what?
Oh, shit, Cap's video just randomly went off. If they're able to actually just directly buff the old units, chef's kiss. The problem won't be as good, but they're doing it, so I'll give them that. The story shit's insane. The story stuff, they absolutely need a skip button. They need a fucking skip button like ASAP. They need to just add it in there. I don't know why they did. I was under the impression that they did have a skip button, and when I first read that, but I have a reading comprehension disability and I'm stupid. But yeah, they need a skip button, man. They really do. It's just fucking bad. Nobody wants to play a story for 12 hours. I'm sorry to tell you. I shouldn't have to pace out a story over 3 to 4 days. If you want to do that, that's great. But there's no reason why, like, if I want to play your game, I have to be overwhelmed to the point where I don't even want to play it anymore. It's just fucking stupid. It's become this massive thing, and I truly believe every story is going to be at least 8 hours. I really do. Like, it's going to be a whole work shift, you know? I truly believe that.
And a lot of others. HSR has an incredible story, but its storytelling is really bad. Like, painfully bad. It's like if someone had the most epic
also, no, they haven't.
To tell, but delivered it in the most...
Wait, have they buffed characters before in other games? Well, in Genshin, they buffed Zhongli. They indirectly buffed Dia with other units who need her, but they didn't really buff her. But yeah, they buffed Zhongli. I don't know if they really buffed other characters. I don't know about Honkai Epic 3. That game, is it a real game? Also, hi, good morning, brother. Keep on let CCs get more challenge videos out, which are always fun. I always wanted to do a challenge video on Genshin, but I refuse to do the story. I refuse. I can't do it. Like, I can't sit through all that. I can't sit through like another 40 hours of that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Faith, good morning, brother. Good morning. Good morning, Impact third buff. Yeah, exactly. Bishop, good morning as well. How are you? How are you? And also, Poppy, good morning. They've buffed characters at HE3, got you. Also, Mega, good morning. We'll download HSR when they add all this. I don't think they're gonna add it. I don't think they're gonna add it. Like, they've went over the fact that they're gonna add a skip dialogue. Like, you know, you don't have to go through tons of dialogue, and they're gonna remove some tedious enemies, which is, again, that's a positive change. But the thing about Hoyoverse is they're super out of touch, and it just doesn't. It's like, hey, I want a caramel apple, and they're like, okay, here's caramel. It's like, well, where's the fucking apple? Where's the main portion of it? Yeah, here's caramel. It's like, fucking, like, they just don't listen. They don't fully listen, and that's the problem, right? So other than ZZZ, man, they're just fucking, they're tone deaf. They're super tone deaf.
Most monotone, boring voice imaginable. Oh wait, they're not even voiced. And what is the solution? Less talking and a partial skip feature? Wow. So instead of a 10-hour story quest, it's just 9 hours. How revolutionary. But here's the real...
Glaive, you need to be more forgiving and thoughtful for Hoyoverse. This is coming directly for you, motherfucker. You understand? My favorite video game company of all time, and every time I look at Don Hung, I come. In-game, of course. So watch yourself. You're treading on thin ice here. You can get an apple just for you can get an apple for just $300. Exactly. You can only skip 20% and 30% of the story. And the last event in ZZ was a Yapathon, for example. Give me that HSR spam click again. Yeah. I mean, you know, it is what it is. What's good, Vaney?
Real issue. Not all players are here for the story.
A lot more.
HSR has always been a gacha game with a built-in identity crisis. It caters to casual players who just want to pull for cool characters, but it also expects those same players to sit through EO tweet length dialogue dumps. And that's just not happening, my guy. I mean, look at me. In Genshin, I pulled for Mavika. I built my teams, but you know what? I didn't touch the story. Not because it's bad. I mean, it's subjective, right? Bad. I mean, listen, putting a motorcycle in a region with no roads couldn't be that bad, right? Sorry. It's like putting chocolate on pizza. It shouldn't go together, but it can be good for someone, right? Anyways, it's not because it's bad, but because staring at 10 hours of text is intimidating. And I know I'm not the only one. Plenty of players treat the story mode like an annoying side quest they'll get to eventually, but never actually do. In fact, I know a couple of friends who pay people to do these quests for them. And that to me is just really, really pathetic, Hoyoverse. So while I appreciate the effort, I'm not convinced this is a real fix. This is just a band-aid and like a samurai slash rune. This is insane. And let's talk about the infamous black screen and white text.
I do think that Glaive is absolutely 100% right. This is absolutely a bullshit fix. It's a half listen. And again, I will praise them for being super responsive, but also at the same time, you have to criticize them for the fact that they were responsive, but they didn't really listen, you know? In HSR's case, it's players' retention that pushed to the limit. We hated it, and now they're drawing it back instead of fixing the problem. Yeah, exactly, BG. Instead of fixing the problem, they're just lessening it. And it's like, you should just address the problem, you know? But this is why criticism in gacha games or just in any forms of media is good, so things could happen. But obviously, you know, farts aggressively is insane.
Nothing says immersive storytelling like dramatic music playing over a void of nothingness. While the game dumps paragraphs of exposition on you. It's like watching a cutscene in an audio. Wow, what a horrible metaphor. These black screens aren't even voiced. The devs said that they're going to replace the system, but how? Are they adding actual cutscenes, or are we just getting a slightly fancier still images with text? Because let's be honest, if their grand solution is glorified PowerPoint slides, then this isn't really a fix at all. A much better alternative, let's say Zelda Zone Zero. That game has great storytelling format. It actually understands pacing. It uses cinematic angles, character movements, expressions, and visual cues to keep dialogue engaging, instead of throwing a wall of text at players and expecting them to care. If HSR took notes from that, then we'd be talking about a real improvement. But for now, cautious optimism. Maybe it'll make a difference, or maybe we'll just get more still images of Aglaia looking mighty fine, while a dialogue box explains the activity I did with your mother last night. Who knows? Then we have the puzzle fixes. All right,
bro. The fairy scene of the two fairies like talking as they explain what happened with the gods, I think is like objectively, catastrophically one of the worst things I've seen in a video game. Like, you have a plethora of lore that is so fucking cool, because it is cool. I was really excited for 3.0, like, lore-wise, because I'm like, okay, like, Greek mythology, that's pretty fucking sick. And then I'm just staring at a fountain with two fairies, and one of them sounds like fucking Paimon. It's like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck? Do you want us to type our text in a voice again? It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like Razor said, talking makes me tired, bro. I meant when an NPC yabs too much, dude. It's just so much shit. It's just so fucking stupid. They don't fix it. They just don't.
Right. Finally, a win of common sense.
I hope they do.
The devs admitted that puzzles were too long and interrupted the story's flow. And you know what? That's exactly what we needed to happen. Listen, if I'm knee deep in a dramatic moment, if I'm immersed in the story because of the black and white text, I don't want to pause for 15 minutes to play Professor Layton, but worse. If you want hard puzzles, make them separate challenges, not forced roadblocks in the story. This is a fundamental design
1000% prescription, peak lore drop, but it's just Don Hung's idol. Wow. Hades pulls the sword from the ground and then starts to kill 500 of the enemy. And then he fights Zeus. And after he beat the shit out of Zeus, he then fought Hades. And once he fought Hades, he had a triumphant victory with Meg. And it's just a fucking black screen. It's like, are you fucking dead ass? Like, you can't at least just show, like, multiple images or, like, a little animation of something. Like, fuck me, man. Like, well, you know, Ethan, I fucking hate these comments. As an animator, it's hard. You know, I work for an animation studio, and I've used Blender. It's pretty difficult for this to happen. Suck my dick. Suck my dick, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Like, nobody's saying to have the workers work 500-hour shifts. Stop being fucking stupid. Like, stop being fucking dumb. It's a multi-billion-dollar business, right? Like, get the fuck out of here. They have the resources for it. You don't even need to make crazy animations. Just fucking make something dynamic and cool. You know, the comic strips are easy. 100%. The comic book strips are fucking sick. They're absolutely sick. But these fucking brain-dead people are like, you know, you gotta be more caring for the devs. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? They just fucking finger popped your asshole and spat in your mouth in game, and you're over here want to suck Dawei's dick. Like what the fuck? They could easily outsource 1,000%. 1,000%. Guys, they don't even have to make cutscenes. We've went over how to fix your storytelling multiple times. More camera angles, more facial expressions, fucking more movement, give me a bunch of still images, I guess. Like, fucking give me something, not a black screen or looking at a fountain, bro. Like, holy shit. Well, you know, that's really hard, man. Okay, fucking, yeah, fuck you. So am I when I'm fucking your mom, you know? Like, I just don't get it. Jokes aside, I appreciate animators' work, but I really feel like the HSR storytelling is right down lazy. 100%, bro. Listen, it's not about disrespecting animators, some stupid shit, you know? Like, people are like, oh man, you know, but they're gonna be overworked. It's like, bro, no, they're not. Like, what the like? Do you fucking work there? Is your dad John Dawei? Like, what? People can't even be asked to read $300 character kits, and they expect them to enjoy the main story on a black screen. Bingo.
Principle that somehow gets ignored in gacha RPGs. And before anyone calls this dumbing down the game, let's talk about my favorite game, Wuthering Waves. Because even in the very early stages of Wuthering Waves, like the Yinlin companion quest, that game lets you solve a puzzle if you want to, but also gives you an easy way out if you don't feel like doing it. That is how you handle puzzle design in a story-driven game, or rather, a story quest in the game. Give players an option to engage with complexity, not force it down their throats, like what I did to your mother last night. Also, can we talk about the meme? Glaive. Apparently, they made this change because of Gacha Smack. If you don't know, Gotcha Smack became the talk of the space for a little bit for complaining about the puzzles, spending too much time on it, and apparently now he's basically single-handedly responsible for this update, which is hilarious, but also proof that voicing concerns actually works.
Wow.
Here's the bottom line. Criticizing games isn't complaining, it's about making them better. This dev note, it proves that they listen. Your opinions matter. Your voice matters. But you know whose voice doesn't matter? The people who blindly defend these companies no matter what they do. They don't reward you for it. They don't thank you for it. There is no loyalty program for being a corporate lapdog, but holding them accountable, that benefits both you and them. It forces them to fix issues, improve the game, and ultimately create something you actually want to play. So yeah, keep calling those things out, because if we didn't, we wouldn't be getting these changes at all.
Did they listen? I gotta do this survey. We're gonna do that survey, bro. Did they listen? I mean, again, I gotta give them credit for understanding there's a problem and actually just coming out right and saying there's a problem. So I will 1000% give them credit for that, like genuinely. I guess again within 30 days, but fuck's sakes, bro. Like their solutions. The buffing characters is kind of in the air. We don't really know. We don't know how that's gonna go. The storytelling stuff is really not that great. And there's also said like it won't be fixed like 3.2, I think, right? So you don't play the game till 3.2. Just fucking stupid. We'll see what happens. With that being said, YouTube, I love you. I'll see you in the next one.